Hey guys, so I haven't been on for a bit. I did want to come on here and do a video. I plan to do some reading soon. I've just been kind of doing me and focusing on me lately. As some of you guys know, I did the psilocybin ceremony. I have a video up underneath my channel. If you guys want to watch that, you're more than welcome to. So since then, well, I've kind of been integrating what I've learned from that experience, and also I did want to just talk today about some things that I've had realizations about since the ceremony, things that have been brought up to my attention, and also I wanted to talk about what I see a lot of people going through. And oh yeah, and by the way, I dyed my hair, so I have a bit of a different look now. But yeah, I just wanted to say that. But anyway, so getting back to what I was saying, so basically, and I'm sorry, I'm a little bit like emotional today, but I am coming out of my rough patch. I did go through that from about May till the end of July. And I noticed that there's a lot of people struggling right now. A lot of my friends are having a hard time. I'm seeing what they're going through. They're having, meltdowns, and they're struggling just with day-to-day life right now with COVID. It's just been a lot for everyone. It's been overwhelming, the whole vaccine thing, and, people being mandated to get the vaccine. It's just a lot of pressure on everyone. And then people being on one side or the other, wanting the vaccine or not wanting the vaccine, and family members fighting and basically ready to disown each other because of the split that's happening, or even friends. So yeah, I think it's really rough on everyone. And I'm feeling that whatever's going on with the world, it's really bringing up a lot to be healed in everyone. So people are really having to go within, and all these, their shadows are coming up. They're, things that they've maybe been suppressing are coming to the surface. Any kind of healing that needs to be had or needs to happen is coming up right now for a lot of people. I definitely feel that I went through a major transformation since May. Like, I was literally, I'm not joking, like crying every single day. So if you are experiencing something like that, you're definitely not alone, okay? Now, I was going through a breakup at the time, but I'm also going through other things as well. Just, I feel like I'm an empath too, so I feel like some of these emotions aren't even mine at times that I'm dealing with, okay? So I feel like I'm taking on some of the healing of the collective as well. So yeah, it's been very hard for me. It's been very overwhelming. I really felt like I was gonna have a mental breakdown at one point. And I almost thought about, taking a leave from work and everything. However, I started coming out of it. I noticed it about 2 weeks ago. I started feeling a little bit better. So I think I'm coming out of that hard period now, and I've realized, I feel like I'm going through some kind of a transformation. So I've kind of come to some realizations. I just want to speak this out. I want to speak this truth out because I think it's important for some of you guys to hear. Because I think a lot of us, sometimes we have certain views on things, and maybe they're not always the right view to have. But basically, what I wanted to say is, through the ceremony and through this purging of all these emotions, and the healing I've done in the last 3 months, and through my breakup, I've had some realizations. Well, for one, I've noticed that I'm taking a lot better care of my physical appearance, which is good. I'm really trying to, feel beautiful on the inside as well as the outside. So I'm trying to do my makeup. Now, I don't really have a lot of makeup on right now, but most days now I'm wearing really nice clothing. I'm working out. I'm eating better, and I'm just putting my makeup on and making sure I do my hair, and I smell good. I look good. So that's a major shift that has happened within me. I'm taking better care of my physical appearance. Now, the other thing that I wanted to say is, now some of you, I don't know like how many times you've been in love with someone in your life. I could say for me, I can count on 2 fingers. So I've actually only been in love with 2 people in my life. And the last person was the one that we broke up in May. And I've just come to some realizations. I I really had, and what I wanted to say here is pay attention to what people tell you, okay? Like, not critical stuff, like, oh, you're ugly. Like, don't pay attention to that. But I'm just saying, like, pay attention to reoccurring things that people say to you, because those are, I feel like, a message from your guides to kind of clue you into maybe what you need to work on within yourself. So, like, I've had a few people recently that have told me that I, like, not recently, well, it's kind of recent, it was like 2 months ago, but basically said that I have my walls up, okay? And I didn't really like take really like a note of it at first. I kind of just like passed it by, but then I noticed like 2 or 3 people said this all around the same time, that I have my walls up. So that to me is like, okay, well, maybe I need to work on that. Maybe that's something that I didn't realize that I was doing, or how guarded I was, or how scared I was to be vulnerable. So that's like something I'm like working on, is to try and like let my walls down, and not be as fearful to open up to people, especially like partners, with regards to love and everything. So really letting my walls down, being vulnerable, okay? And there's always a risk with that, and that's where I really struggled. Was the risk was that I was afraid to get hurt, which it didn't matter if I kept my walls up or not. If I really loved someone or cared about that person, I would still get hurt regardless, because I'm a very I get attached easy. So that is something that I'm working on right now, trying to lower my walls, let people in more, be vulnerable. And I guess my message to you guys is just to try and be that way, because, and I know people have gotten hurt, and that's why you close off and you keep those walls up, because you're afraid to get hurt again by someone. But really, to be honest, you're only hurting yourself by keeping those walls up, okay? Because it doesn't give you the opportunity to actually have happiness, or to actually connect deeply with somebody, to actually have that possibility of falling in love, or someone loving you, or you loving somebody, or both of you loving each other. So I just want to really reiterate that, how important that is, because I see a lot in this generation now where there's a lot of men and women that are very closed off emotionally. And it's really sad, to be honest, considering, like, you look at how our parents used to be, very traditional values, and very open-minded, and willing to open up their heart and be faithful and committed to each other. And now it's like, people are just having casual sex. There's no meaning behind it. A lot of times people are keeping their walls up. They're not getting invested emotionally into someone, and they're not working on things. As soon as something gets hard in a relationship, people are walking away from each other. They're giving up on connections, because they're thinking, oh, well, I can just go to the next one. There's such a catalog of people online, that I can just pick from on these dating apps and everything. And these dating apps have become whore sites. Like, most people on there are looking for a good time. They're not looking for a relationship. They're not looking for something serious. Now, there are people that are, but there is a lot of people that aren't. So I feel that it's really, really important to be vulnerable, let people in. And also, if you fall in love, and if somebody really loves you and you really love someone, my advice, because I made this mistake twice where I screwed up love 2 times, and I'm paying the consequences of that, okay? Because I have lost on something I could have had. I could have had something so great and so special. But, well, with the first one, it was he had hurt me the first time, and then when we met up later on in life, I kind of held on to that because it hurt so bad the first time that I just couldn't let him in again, because he hurt me a few times and the first time. So the second time when we actually like hung out again and he was open to trying things out, I really had my walls up and I didn't let him in. I kept like pushing him away, and jeopardizing and sabotaging the connection with him. And then towards the end, when I was finally ready to like open up and give things a try, it was like he had this change of heart and he just didn't want to, or he said he never had any feelings for me, which I don't think is true. Because we were so back and forth over the years that I don't see how he couldn't have had feelings for me. So I think he kind of just gave up on me at that point. I don't know, but it's a long story. There's a lot more involved. But I felt like I lost out on that opportunity because of my own self-sabotage. So, and love doesn't come around that often. It comes, and for most people, I think at least, real love doesn't come around that often. So if you have it, really try and hang on to it, really try and make it work. With the second one that I just broke up with here in May, there was a lot that happened. There were things that he did that really hurt me. And I basically just shut him out of my life one day because we had a big argument. I found something out. And I was really upset, and I literally cut all ties with him, and there was no closure from that. And even to this day, I'm still struggling with it. It still hurts me that we never had that closure, that I acted in that way. If I could go back in time and do everything over again, I would do it differently. And the thing that hurts me the most is that he was willing to try and work through what had happened. And I just was like so not willing to work through, and I just wanted to cut all ties and just give up on everything. And I really regret not working through that with him, or at least trying, or at least having a conversation about it. Even if it wasn't that night, I wish I would have said like, I need some time to think and maybe we can talk like next week or even tomorrow. But I didn't even do that. So these are, and now I have to live with that. I have to live with that regret and that pain and that not having closure. And it's heartbreaking, it really is. And I wonder what would have been. I wonder if we could have got through things. I really did love him very much, and I feel like I lost out on love now for a second time, which is really heartbreaking, considering the time span between the first person that I loved was when I was 17, and now 32 when I met the second one. So there's a big gap there. So it's like, I don't know if I will find love again for a long time, if at all. I may have just completely jeopardized my chances of finding that real love. And it makes me sad, and it makes me realize that I was my own worst enemy in a way. I was the one, I'm not saying they're perfect and that they didn't make mistakes along the way, but I feel that there could have been a different outcome possibly. All I want to get through this message, I guess, is to really fight for what you want, really fight for love. If you really love someone and care for them, fight it out. Like, don't fight with them, but fight for them, and hopefully they'll fight for you. But it's just not worth letting go. It's worth trying to hang on to it as long or as much as you can, and trying to give everything to it until you have nothing left to give. So like I said, I feel like it's so worth the fight. So make sure you're vulnerable. Vulnerability is going to help you to connect deeper with people. It's going to give you the possibility to have real love. It's going to enrich your relationships, whether it's with friends or family members or even love partners. Okay, so don't be afraid to be to come from your heart space and to let your walls down and to give love a chance. Okay, and to tell someone how you feel, because at the end of the day, if you don't, you're just going to have regrets and you're just hurting yourself, and you're going to miss out on a lot because you didn't take advantage of the things that were right in front of you. You didn't open yourself up to something beautiful and something that could have been special or something that could have been wonderful. So I just want to put that message out there, because I feel like a lot of people might have this kind of mindset of, oh, if I'm closed off, if I'm not vulnerable, I won't get hurt. But really, you're only hurting yourself. You really are. You're really only hurting yourself. We have to take risks. We have to try, even if it doesn't go the way we planned, even if we lose or we get hurt again. It's so worth the fight, and it's so worth the possibility of finding that love, finding that connection, finding that, that deep bond with someone, and having that in your life. Because really, what is life without love, right? What is life without love? If you don't have love, then it's not that life's not worth living, but it just seems so much less meaningful and enriching. So hopefully, if this resonates for you guys, please give it a thumbs up. Please share it if you think that other people could benefit from this message. And I hope you enjoyed my video tonight. And yeah, spread the love. All right, have a good night, guys. Talk to you soon. Bye.